Hey brothers and sisters, welcome to the channel. It's Tor here from Appalachian Grit, and today we're tearing into a lie that's got too many folks twisted up and running from the truth. If you're new, strap in. We're about to smash some nonsense with Scripture's raw edge, no mercy. You've seen the claims online. Paul's the Antichrist, teaching lawlessness, a false apostle out to wreck Jesus' message. Bullshit! This is destroying the anti-Paul deception. Why Paul's not the Antichrist or anti-law. A no-holds-barred, gut-punching rebuttal to those jokers who twist the text, leaving you nowhere to run scripturally or logically. We'll expose their errors, show Paul's harmony with the Bible, and tie it to our framework of the witnesses, grafting, and the law. So, grab your Bible, brace for the smack, and let's get after it like we're defending the faith from the gates of hell. Let's start with the elephant in the room. These anti-Paul clowns claim he's the man of lawlessness, the Antichrist himself, or at least his teachings pave the way for sin. They say his grace talk ditches the law, contradicting Jesus, and his letters are forged or demonic. Wrong! If you reject Paul, you reject the gospel's heart, and that spiral leads to ditching 2 Peter, the New Testament, and Christ himself, leaving a hollow shell like Judaism without its king. It's a trap, and I'm here to bust you out with the text. No escape for their weak arguments. First, the Paul as Antichrist nonsense. They twist 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3 through 4. The man of lawlessness who exalts himself above God, sitting in the temple as if he's divine. But Paul wrote that letter. He's warning of a future foe, not outing himself. The lawless one gets destroyed by Christ's coming. As 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 8 says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Paul points to Christ's victory, not opposing it. His Damascus road call in Acts chapter 9 mirrors prophets like Isaiah, blinded by light called to witness, proving divine backing, not a demonic scam. If Paul's the Antichrist, why does his fruit, churches planted, billions seeking Christ, build God's kingdom? Judge a tree by its fruit, as Matthew chapter 7 verse 16 asks, ye shall know them by their fruits. Paul's fruit screams faithful, not false. Next, the big lie. Paul taught lawlessness, dumping the law for a sin party. They cherry-pick not under the law from Romans chapter 6 verse 14, claiming it kills the commandments. Wrong again! That phrase means free from sin's penalty, the curse for breaking the law, like being cleared from court after a crime. Grace lifts the sentence, but the law stays as God's guide. Paul asks straight up, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. Romans chapter 6 verse 1 through 2. Showing grace empowers you to live right, not run wild. He says faith establishes the law, not voids it. Romans chapter 3 verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. It's not negation, it's fulfillment. The law's letter kills when it's just rules, but the Spirit brings it to life from the heart. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 6. The letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life. Paul's life backs this. He circumcised Timothy to honor the law. Acts chapter 16 verse 3. Took vows in the temple. Acts chapter 21 verse 26. And declared he believed all written in the law and prophets. Acts chapter 24 verse 14. Believing all things which are written in the law and in the prophets. He delighted in the law inwardly. Romans chapter 7 verse 22. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. Struggling with sin, but pressing to obey. Jesus upheld the law. Think not that I am come to destroy the law. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. And Paul echoes it, grafting believers into Israel to live it out. The anti-Paul crowd twists this, ignoring context, like Peter warned. Some things in his letters are hard to grasp, and the unstable wrest them to their own destruction. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 15 through 16. As also in all his epistles, which they that are unlearned and unstable wrest, as they do also the other scriptures, unto their own destruction. You people are doing the same thing, but inverted, that Christians do when trying to justify sin through Paul. Stop this shit. That's a you problem, not Paul's. Dishonest reading, taking snippets out of the whole. Their forgery claims? Laughable. Paul's letters were quoted by early church fathers like Clement in 95 AD, and manuscripts like Papyrus 46 from 200 AD predate any supposed Roman plot. His Benjamite roots shine through. He was circumcised on the 8th day of Israel's stock, a Pharisee of Pharisees. Philippians chapter 3 verse 5. Circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, and Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching the law, a Pharisee. If he's a Roman plant, why suffer for the gospel? His end times warnings: 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 16 through 17 on the rapture, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3 through 12 on the lawless one. Prep the faithful for the beast, not enable it. This fits our framework. The witnesses, the 144,000. The man-child as the empowered group leading the Exodus during the first 3.5 years, ascending as first fruits at mid-trib, general rapture at the 7th trumpet. Paul's grafting teaching, Romans chapter 11 verse 17 through 24, unifies the body as Israel, the one remnant under Christ, not a split church. The spiral they start. Reject Paul, then 2 Peter for defending him, then the New Testament as Pauline, then Christ as Messiah, landing in a hollow Judaism without its king. It's a dead end, stripping the gospel of grace that empowers obedience. But Paul's not the villain. He's the bridge, showing the law's spirit leads to life through faith. The real problem? Their dishonesty, ignoring context, twisting words, disregarding his actions and the Bible's insistence on testing all things. Judge by fruit. Paul's planted churches, spread faith, died for it. Their twist leads to confusion and loss. So anti-Paul jokers, you've got nowhere to run. Scripturally, Paul's solid. Logically, your claims crumble. Check your hearts, study the whole text, and see the truth. The law and faith work hand in hand. Obey, stand, and claim the promise.